ransom. I escaped.
I was hoping my statute of limitations would run on my case, Judge.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. I apologize, everybody, for the delay, but when we get 20 cases 50 minutes before time we're supposed to do them, it's very difficult to keep up with that. So that being said, in the future, at your ability, and I know a lot of y'all are doing this already, try to get all these documents to Pat at the earliest possible time, and hopefully we won't have these delays in the future, but you and I both know we will. So we'll do the best we can with what we got. Here's what we got on our docket for today. This is Bexar County Court of Law number 6, Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court. Today is our plea docket day, and that would be Thursday, the 5th of May, Cinco de Mayo, 2022. We have a redo plea. I'm not sure what that means, but we'll figure it out. On Robert Fernandez, cause 6744400, Scott McCrum, and my understanding is Mr. McCrum is ready. Is that correct, Scott?
Yes, sir.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion pleas and probation agreements. Cause number 673-720 and 673-721, State of Texas versus Matthew Hilton with Mr. Sid Greehey. Mr. Greehey, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Cause 666-863, State of Texas versus Colton Holman, represented by Miss Alice Warburton. Miss Warburton, are you ready?
We are, Judge. Good morning.
Cause number 670-582, State of Texas versus Dario Ramirez, representative Mr. Swearick Wilson. Mr. Wilson, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Cause number 673-606, State of Texas versus Nicole Garcia, represented by Mr. Ray Martinez. Is this one we're raising trial? Pat?
Pat has stepped away.
I'm sorry. Is Mr. Martinez able to take this plea today, or is he in trial?
Judge, he's in trial, and I believe we're going to do it in person on Monday.
All right. So we're not doing Garcia today, correct?
Correct.
That's what I need to know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next one's called 661-932, State of Texas versus Chad Bradshaw with John Fox. Mr. Fox, are you ready?
We are, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Cause number 675-239, State of Texas versus Keith Floyd with Mr. George Sharman. Mr. Sharman, are you ready? Have we got George with us?
I haven't seen him this morning, Your Honor.
All right. That's what we need to know. And our regular pleas, County Court 6, 677-698, State of Texas versus Bo Goodhart with Mr. Michael Sawyer. Mike, are you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
Thank you. 675-581, State of Texas versus Erica Small with Mike Dominic. Mike, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Call 674-374, State of Texas versus Dalia Reina Garcia with Miss Lorena Garza. Miss Garza, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
Thank you. Cause number 652220, State of Texas versus Maria Chavez with Jim Tochi. Jim, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Cause number 675186, State of Texas versus David De La Cruz with Miss Teresa Garcia. Teresa, are you ready? Did we lose Teresa?
Your Honor, she's not in.
Okay. Cause number 633787, State of Texas versus Annabelle Narvaez with Ross Brendel. Mr. Brendel, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Cause number 623996, State of Texas versus Julian Ramos, also 628809 with Mr. Ross Brendel. Mr. Brendel, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Cause number 617805 and 674931, State of Texas versus Manuel Laredo with Mr. Ross Brendel. Are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Cause number 617431, State of Texas versus Jessica Fisher with Mr. Tim Roundtree. Mr. Roundtree, are you ready?
I am, Judge.
Thank you, sir. Cause number 650045 and 650046, State of Texas versus Albert Esquivel de los Santos with Mr. Tim Roundtree. Mr. Roundtree, are you ready?
We are, Judge.
Are there two separate pleas on Mr. Esquivel de los Santos, or is one being TIC?
Judge, one is TIC'd.
Oh, that's much easier. Good. Thank you. Okay, our initial batting order is going to be cause 6744400, State of Texas versus Robert E. Fernandez with Mr. Scott McCrum. Cause 677698, State of Texas versus Bo Goodhart with Mr. Mike Sawyer. Cause 675581, State of Texas versus Erica M. Small with Mr. Mike Dominic. Cause number 674374, State of Texas versus Dalia Reina Garcia with Miss Lorena Garza. And cause 652220, State of Texas versus Maria Chavez with Mr. Jim Tochi. Ladies and gentlemen, the first document I'm looking at on your cases is a entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference that purports to have both your signature and your attorney's signature on it. In fact, Mr. Fernandez, in cause 674400, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Mr. McCrum, as attorney for Mr. Fernandez, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, it is, Judge.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Goodhart, in clause 6776698, is this your signature on this document, sir? Have we got Mr. Goodhart with us?
He's here. He's in the room. He's there somewhere.
Oh, Goodhart, can you hear me, sir?
He's on the screen now. He may be muted. He's right above, but he is on the screen.
All right, Bo, can you hear me? You need to turn your microphone on if it's off. I don't know if it is or it isn't.
Let's see. Let's go.
Can you, Mike, I don't see him on the screen. Can you tell? Oh, there he is.
Yes,
Oh, your microphone is turned off. There's bound to be a little button thing on the screen that turns your microphone back on. Or you can press your space bar, I think, and it works. I'm not sure. There you go. Will that work?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Bo, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Still can't hear you.
Bo, if you can hear us, wave your hand.
I can't hear us.
All right, Mike, I'm gonna take you out of the batting order and we'll get back to you when y'all get that figured out, okay?
We'll figure this snag out right now. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Let me call.
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on just a sec. All right. Ms. Small, on clause 6755581, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Dominic, as attorney for Ms. Small, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Garcia, on clause 674-374, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Your Honor, would you, do you mind if I go ahead and let her know in Spanish that they're asking her for a signature? For
Is
verification?
this a Spanish speaker? Is Dalia Reyna Garcia a Spanish speaker?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Pat, we didn't know that she's a Spanish speaker.
No, Your Honor, no one told me.
We're gonna need a translator.
I'll see if I can get one in. I can't guarantee it. I'll try, Your Honor.
Okay, in the future, guys, if we have someone who's a Spanish speaker, we just need to know in advance and we can get an interpreter on board. So we're gonna take you out of the batting order for a minute till Pat figures that one out. Okay, clause number 6522220. Ms. Chavez, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, sir, it is.
Thank you. Mr. Tochi, as attorney for Ms. Chavez, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, it is, Judge.
Thank you. The next document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions that purports to have your signature on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, Mr. Fernandez, in clause 6744400, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Small, in clause 6755581, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Chavez, in clause 6522220, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. By signing this document, are each of you telling me that you've had enough time to either read this document or have it read to you in its entirety? If you had any questions about what was on this document, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorneys. So that in signing these documents, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on these documents. Is that correct, Mr. Fernandez?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct, Ms. Small?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct, Ms. Chavez?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. As attorney for Mr. Fernandez, Mr. McCrum, have you had enough time to go over this case with him? And in your opinion, is he mentally competent?
Yes, sir, and he is.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Dominic as attorney for Ms. Small.
Yes, sir, and she is.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Tochi as attorney for Ms. Chavez.
Yes, she is, Judge.
Mr. Fernandez, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Same question for Ms. Small.
Yes, sir.
Same question for Ms. Chavez.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. McCrum is attorney for Mr. Fernandez. Does the state fully comply with discovery for you on this case?
They have.
Same question for Mr. Dominic as attorney for Ms. Small.
They have, Your Honor.
Same question for Mr. Tochi as attorney for Ms. Chavez.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, let's see what we're doing on Mr. Fernandez case. State, you got a motion?
Yes, Your Honor. State moves to waive the greater than 0.15 enhancement.
No objection from the defense, that will be granted. Therefore, Mr. Chavez, excuse me, Mr. Fernandez, the clause 6744400 to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
Is there an agreement for Mr. Fernandez?
12 months deferred adjudication, $600 fine, court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, CAT SNP, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, and $60 to DPS for lab.
And Mr. McCrum, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Judge, but when we entered it last time, you agreed to probate $100 of that fine. And so I'd ask if you would do that on this occasion as well, please.
Can do. All right, let's see if I get this straight. Mr. Fernandez, the clause 6744400, the court accepts your plea of no contest to defense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt, place you on 1 year deferred adjudication probation, assess a $600 fine, probating $100, that plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, Smart Start Mobile Home Interlock at 4 blows a day for half the term, which is 6 months, and a $60 reimbursement payment to the Texas Department of Public Safety for a lab fee. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Fernandez?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor,
Judge?
thank you.
Yep,
I didn't get to give my spiel. You were too quick. Can I give that real quick so that they
that
understand?
would be a wonderful thing. Go for it.
All right, for those of you that are going to be placed on probation today, if you presently reside outside of Bexar County or the state of Texas, or you intend on residing outside of Bexar County or the state of Texas, you need to let the judge know prior to your plea so that he can adjudicate your case correctly and assign the proper type of supervision. Also, for those of you placed on probation today, you will be contacted by the probation department. They will contact you either via text, telephone, or email. So be prepared to listen and look for a contact from the probation department. They're going to call you or contact you and let you know when your orientation is. You will have to go through an orientation. It will most likely be on Zoom, just like this one. You will sign your documents electronically. It is up to you to make sure that you get these documents signed and that you attend the orientation, because failure to do so will result in a warrant being issued for your arrest for non-compliance. So does anybody currently now or intend on moving outside of the state of Texas? Yes, Mr. Ramos, unmute and let us know your story.
Yes, I'm currently on permission to travel. I'm in Massachusetts, working out here. So just making that aware.
So are you permanently living in Massachusetts or temporarily?
For the moment, I'm living here for the next year, if possible.
Okay. Judge Julian Ramos, he's going to need either a transfer or an allowed to report by Zoom.
Can't do anything worse to Mr. Ramos than make him live in Massachusetts.
I hear you. Okay, now, if everybody wakes up on Wednesday next week and you haven't heard from the probation department by 10 o'clock, you're gonna call them, 210-335-7446. That phone number is also listed in the chat for you, okay? 210-335-7446. Call them, say, hey, I was put on probation. I haven't heard anything about my orientation. I need an appointment to come in and sign my conditions, okay? If that still doesn't work, call your attorney, have your attorney call me or the judge, and we'll get it all figured out. Any other questions? All right, good luck to you. Oh, yes, Bo.
I will be in the state of Kentucky.
Okay, you'll be in the state of Kentucky?
Correct. Yeah, we just had a kid, so we moved back to Kentucky.
And is that going to be permanent or temporary?
Permanent for right now.
Okay, you need to make sure that you let Judge Christian know that before you give your plea as well, okay?
Okay.
Susan,
Yes,
Mike, sorry, I let the judge, he's aware that my client lives in Kentucky, that is his home. The judge is aware of that before the plea.
yep,
But I'll
yep.
remind him.
Just remind him, he's got a lot on his mind today.
He looks behind the 8 ball, but we're ready to plead. A while ago, we couldn't get any audio with Mr. Goodhart. So let the judge know we've got him on the air now.
Yeah. And then just one final thing, if you're pleading into the Veterans Treatment Court, anything I just said doesn't apply to you, okay? All right, good luck, everybody. Judge, turning it back over to you.
Okey dokey.
Judge,
Sure, go ahead.
Mr. Goodhart now he's got the audio now.
All right, we're gonna put you back number one on our next click.
Sounds
Hang on
good,
a
Judge.
second.
Thank you.
All right, Pat, with regard to administrative stuff on Mr. Fernandez case, all our paperwork is dated April 18, 2022, which is just fine, but make sure that the actual date of the plea is going to be in as May 5th, 2022.
Of course, Your Honor.
And we're good on that one. All right, let's see what we're doing with Ms. Small.
So, Judge, am I excused and Mr. Fernandez excused?
Yes, that would be a wonderful thing. Thanks for your help.
Thank you.
Okay, State, you got a motion on Ms. Small's case, it would appear.
Yes, Judge. The state moves to waive the greater than 0.15 enhancement.
No objection from the defense, that will be granted. Therefore, Ms. Small and clause 675581 to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead, ma'am?
No contest.
Is there an agreement for Ms. Small?
There is, Your Honor. It's 480 days in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 15 months, a $600 fine, plus court costs, 48 hours of community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, CATSNet, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, and $60 to DPS for the lab.
And defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is not, Your Honor. I thought it was deferred. Can we get put in a breakout room?
Nope. Let's talk about it right now. State, can Ms. Small have deferred?
Your Honor, I don't think I can make a deferred offer on this case right now.
Who did, defense, did you talk to one of the DAs about a deferred offer?
I thought it was deferred. I spoke with Eddie, actually, Your Honor, and it was over email, though. So
Is Eddie on screen with us today?
yes.
Eddie, you know anything about a deferred offer on this case?
Judge, I had conveyed the offer to Mr. Dominic over Zoom. I wrote it down here, and it was for a probation offer. I'm guessing because the BAC was probably high.
How high was the BAT?
I don't have that information in front of me, Your Honor. It appears that, this is the defendant's first offense. And so at this time, we'll go ahead and make that a deferred offer instead of a probation.
Right, so it's going to be 15 months of deferred. Is that correct?
That's right, Your Honor.
Okay with you, Mike?
That's fine. That's great. Thank you, Eddie.
All
No
right.
problem.
Okay. Now, Mike, does that conform to your understanding of the agreement?
It does, Your Honor.
All right. In clause 675581, Ms. Small, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, to withhold a finding of guilt, place you on 15 months, deferred adjudication probation, assessing a $600 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, Smart Start Mobile at 4 blows a day for half the term, which is 7.5 months, and $60 reimbursement to the Texas Department of Public Safety for a lab fee. Anything further from the state or the defense on Ms. Small?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
Ms. Small, thank you. Mr. Dominic, you're out of here.
Thank you. Have a great day, Judge.
Thank you, Judge. Okay, let's see what we're doing on Ms. Chavez. Ms. Chavez, to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead, ma'am?
No contest.
Is there an agreement for Ms. Chavez?
12 months deferred adjudication, $600 fine, court costs, 48 hours community service, victim impact panel, DWI education, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, and CATSNip.
And Mr. Tochi, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Judge, that's our deal. Any consideration you can give her would be appreciated.
Is this a plea bargain or do I have discretion to do anything?
Well, you're always wearing the black robe, so. the-
Well, if it's an agreement with the state, then I'm
I mean,
bound by the agreement with the state. If the state gives me permission to do any variance stuff, that's up to.
quite certain Arthur doesn't mind if you give consideration, but I'll let him.
I don't know. Arthur's in the middle of a jury trial. He's pretty mean.
Arthur, can you step out of the room, please? Judge, she's young with no history. If you could just help her financially, we finally got him down to the 12 months. That's all I'm asking. So.
All right, here's what I got. Ms. Chavez, in cause 6522220, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold the finding of guilt. Please show 1 year deferred adjudication probation, says a $600 fine plus court cost, 48 hours community service, DWI victim impact panel, DWI education, Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day, and the Community Alliance for Traffic Safety new intervention program. State, what did I miss?
That's it, Your Honor.
Defense, what did I miss?
I think we're good, Judge.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Chavez. Thank you, Mr. Tochi. All out of here.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Now, Mike, you're back ready to go on Mr. Goodhart, correct?
Yes, sir, we are.
And did we, Pat, where are we on interpreter for Ms. Garcia?
Your Honor, we cannot do it today because of the fact that in order to use an interpreter, I need to enable the Zoom, and I cannot do it now that we're already in process, change it, because it gives us a different ID number.
Okay, why don't you get with the defense counsel and come up with a date that's convenient for them, and we'll do it again.
All right, I will chat with Ms. Garza.
That's good, Your Honor.
Thanks, guys. Okay, now we're going to have Ross Brendel Day in County Court 6. All right, here's what we got. Cause number 677-698, State of Texas versus Bill Goodhart, represented by Mike Sawyer. Cause 633-787. State of Texas versus Annabelle Narvaez, represented by Mr. Ross Brendel. Cause number 623-996 and 628-809. State of Texas versus Julian Ramos, represented by Mr. Ross Brendel. And cause number 617-805 and 674-931. State of Texas versus Manuel Laredo, represented by, wait for it, Ross Brendel. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the first document on all your cases that I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference that purports to have both your signature and your attorney's signature on it. In fact, Mr. Goodhart, in clause 677-698, is this your signature on this document, sir?
I can't see it, but yes, I signed off on a document.
That's the same document. Thank you, sir. And Mr. Sawyer, I assume this is your signature on this document also.
Yes, sir, it is.
You. Ms. Narvaez, in clause 633-787, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
It's Annabelle, sir.
Sure, I'm sorry. Is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Brendel, the attorney for Mr. Narvaez, is that also your signature?
Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Ramos, in clause 623-996 and 628-809. I have two documents. Are these your signatures on both documents, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Brendel, the attorney for Mr. Ramos on both cases, are these your signatures on both documents also?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Laredo, clause 617-805 and 674-931. I have your signature allegedly on two documents. In fact, are these your signatures on both, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
You and Mr. Brendel, the attorney for Mr. Laredo, are these your signatures on both these documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. The next document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonition that purports to have your signatures on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, Mr. Goodhart, is this your signature on this document also, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Narvaez, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Ramos, I have two documents for you. One in clause 623-996 and one in clause 628809. Are these your signatures on each of these documents, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Laredo, I have two documents for you, one in clause 617805 and one in clause 674931. Are these your signatures on both these documents, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. By signing these documents, are each of you telling me that you've had enough time to either read these documents or have them read to you in their entirety? If you had any questions about what was on these documents, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorneys. So that in signing these documents, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on these documents. Is that correct, Mr. Goodhart?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Mr. Narvaez?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Mr. Ramos, on both cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Laredo, on both cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sawyer, attorney for Mr. Goodhart, have you had enough time to go over this case with him? And in your opinion, is he mentally competent?
Yes, sir, he is.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Brindell, for Mr. Narvaez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Brindell on Mr. Ramos in both cases.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Brindell for Mr. Laredo in both cases.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Goodhart, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Narvaez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Ramos in both cases.
Yes, I am.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Laredo in both cases.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Sawyer, as attorney for Mr. Goodhart, has the state fully complied with discovery on his case?
Yes, sir, they have.
Same question for Mr. Brindell for Mr. Narvaez's case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Brindell for both cases for Mr. Ramos.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Brindell for both cases for Mr. Laredo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And let's get back on what we're doing with Mr. Goodhart. And Mike, did you tell you that Mr. Goodhart resides in Kentucky? Does that sound right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Goodhart, the charge of criminal trespass on private property. How do you plead, sir?
No contest, Your Honor.
Is there an agreement for Mr. Goodhart?
6 months deferred. 6 months deferred adjudication, $300 fine, court costs, 24 hours community service, and no contact order with Estancia del Norte Hotel.
And Mr. Sawyer, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, sir, it is.
I'm assuming this hotel is in San Antonio, Bexar County, Texas. Does that sound right?
That is correct, Judge.
And Susan, can we transfer this to Kentucky for a criminal trespass? Is Susan still with us?
I was looking for my button. What was the sentence length?
6 months. Or would it just be easier to let him answer by Zoom or something? Because
I'm checking my research right now here, Judge.
Mr. Goodhart's not exactly a serial killer on this one.
Yeah, it would require a 1 year of supervision if you wanted to physically transfer it.
Right,
If
so
you want to allow him to report by Zoom, then you could continue a 6-month sentence.
Is that okay with you, Mr. Goodhart? We're gonna let you report by Zoom once a month?
Yes, Your Honor.
Unless you want to keep coming back here once a month, we don't mind. You're always welcome.
There you go.
All right, let me go through this one more time, make sure we get it right. Mr. Goodhart, in clause 677-698, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of criminal trespass. Is it private property? Does that sound right?
Yes, sir, it's a
Private
hotel.
property. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold the finding of guilt, place you on 6 months deferred adjudication probation, and sets a $300 fine for the court cost. 24 hours community service, or you have no contact with the Estancia del Norte Hotel in San Antonio, Bexar County, Texas, and you will be allowed to report by Zoom from the wonderful state of Kentucky. Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Goodhart?
Nothing from
Judge,
the
just
state, Your
please
Honor.
make sure that your records reflect to the clerks that he can report by Zoom.
Roger. And Mike, as far as I'm concerned, he's eligible for early termination on this case once he
That's
gets.
correct, and we plan to do that, sir, at the earliest
All right.
opportunity.
Good luck, Mr. Goodhart. Thank you, Mr. Sawyer. You're out of here.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
And let's see what we're doing on Mr. Narvaez. Mr. Narvaez, in clause 633-787 to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
You're in agreement for Mr. Narvaez.
There is, Your Honor. It's for 14 months, deferred adjudication, a $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours of community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, CAT SNP, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, and $60 to DPS for the lab.
And defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Narvaez, in clause 623-787, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt, place you on 14 months deferred adjudication probation, and sets a $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, Smart Start Mobile Home Interlock at 4 blows a day for half the term, which is 7 months, and $60 reimbursement to Texas Department of Public Safety for a lab fee. Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Narvaez?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Good luck, Mr. Narvaez. And Mr. Brendel, subject to your permission, he's excused for me. I still need you around for a few more, please.
Yeah, I'll be here. Thanks.
Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Okay, this is cause 623-996, Data Texas versus Julian Ramos. And let's see what we're doing with Mr. Ramos. Mr. Ramos in cause 623-996 to the charge of, and I guess he's pleading to DWI greater than 1.5. Do we all agree?
Yes, Judge.
Paperwork doesn't say that, so paperwork administratively needs to be changed on the waiver to say DWI greater than 0.15. So in clause 623-996, Mr. Ramos to the charge of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol amount greater than 0.15. How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
Thank you. Is there an agreement?
There is, Your Honor. It's for 12.
623-996.
Yes, Judge. It's for 12 months in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 12 months, a $500 fine plus court costs, 24 hours of community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, CAT SNP, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, and restitution, if any, to Robert Meskelty. Meskelty spelled M-E-Z as in zebra, Q-U-I-T-I.
Got it.
And Judge, that is to run concurrent with cost number 623996.
Got it. Okay, let's make sure I get this down correctly. Mr. Ramos, in cause 623-996, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated with blood or breath alcohol content 0.15, greater than 1.5. I find you guilty. I assess 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 1 year, a $500 fine plus court costs, 24 hours community service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, Smart Start Mobile Home Interlock at 4 blows a day for half the term, which is 6 months, and restitution, if any, to Robert Mesquidi, M-E-Z as in Zulu, Q as in Quebec, U-I-T-I. This case to run concurrent with 623, I can't read it, 996. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Ramos and it runs concurrent with 628809. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Ramos and 623-996?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Nothing from the defense.
Yes, I'm gonna be in Massachusetts.
Oh, that's you. Oh, let's talk about that. Are you going to live forever in Massachusetts, or are you just going
I
to be
think
there
it's
for a
an
while?
ongoing, he's,
Yes.
work deal, so, it's just, every
I'll
couple
be here
of
for a
months.
year.
Okay, what kind of work are you doing, Mr. Ramos?
I work on the surface drilling, mining, but I'm gonna be here for the next year. They're willing to take me, so I'll stay here as
All
long
right.
as.
Since this one is going to be a year, we can transfer this one to Massachusetts.
Yes, that should be enough time, Judge.
We're going to do that. Okay, that takes care of 623,996 and cause 628809. Let's see what we're doing. And this is also a DWI greater than 0.15. We all agree?
Yes, Judge.
And administratively, the waiver needs to say DWI greater than 0.15.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Ramos, can cause 628809 to the charge of driving while intoxicated with blood or breath alcohol content greater than 0.15. How do you plead, sir?
No content.
And is there agreement for Mr. Ramos in 628809?
Yes, Judge. It's for 12 months in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 12 months. It's a $500 fine plus court costs, 24 hours of community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, CATSNIT, Smart Start Mobile for half the term. And this case is to run concurrent with cause number 628809.
This case is 628809. It'll run concurrent with 623,996. Will that be okay?
Yes, Judge, that's okay.
I'd like you to meet our dyslexic DA, Eddie Villarreal.
Wait, are we talking about 623,996?
Well, my understanding is we just took a plea the first time on 623,996, and now we're taking a plea on 628809. But my understanding is it's going to be the same sentence on both, and they're going to run concurrent. Is that right, Mr. Villarreal?
That's right, Your Honor.
Well, one of them's a deferred adjudication.
Let me look.
I have no record of any of them being
I don't
deferred.
have that on any of my notes, but
I'll send the email that you sent to me to the court. 623,996 was a 12 months deferred adjudication. It was a collateral VTC deal.
why would the state give deferred on one but not deferred on the other? Well, I mean, you can't get deferred on greater than 1.5, right?
Well,
That's
you
right,
can
Judge.
waive the enhancement and then do the deferred. That's what I thought the agreement was.
1 second, Judge, while I look up.
Unless the state thought there was just one case, that would be normal.
No, Judge, we were prepared to take a plea on both of them. And both of them appear to be probation offers, and they're to run concurrent. I don't see any record of this being a deferred offer, so we need to stick to the probation.
Okay, I have proof in an email from Bexar County from Mr. Villarreal that it was a deferred adjudication. Can I send that to the court right now?
Yeah, you can send it to me too.
Okay, thank you. Because I spent a lot of time negotiating this because of the VTC collateral offer, but I do have the email. Where do I send it to?
To me.
I don't need to see it. Just send it to Mr. Villarreal. Were you talking to Mr. Villarreal, or who was the ADA you were talking to when you made that, or communicating with by email to get that offer?
First it was Miss Galloway, and then it was Mr. Villarreal, but I have the email that says deferred adjudication. So
is it from Miss Galloway or from Mr. Villarreal?
That's from Mr. Villarreal.
Ah, okay.
I'm looking for it now, but if you could send that to me, I'd appreciate it. Oh, here we go. I think I see it. Okay, you're right. I have it here. So, Your Honor, if we could make this, the one that we're on now, the one we're taking a plea on, a 12-month deferred, we'll go ahead and the state will waive the greater than 0.15 enhancement.
Okay, and this is on 628809. Is that correct, Mr. Brendel?
I don't think it matters.
Yes, I mean, at least if one of them's deferred, that's fine.
All right.
Just as long as one of them's deferred, that'd be great.
let's start over and cause 628809. State, do you have a motion?
Yes, Judge. The state moves to waive the greater than 0.15 enhancement and proceed on DWI first.
Objection from the defense, that will be granted. My understanding is at this point, Mr. Ramos is entering a plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated. First offense. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Judge. 12 months deferred adjudication, a $500 fine, plus court costs, 24 hours of community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, CATSNIP, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, and this one will include a $60 fee to DPS for the labs.
And Mr. Brendel, are you okay with all that?
That's fine.
Do we all agree that the new law in the state of Texas says that if you get a deferred adjudication on a DWI, even if you successfully complete it, that case can be used to make another DWI, 2 DWI convictions for purposes of possibly getting a third DWI felony? Is that what the law says?
Yes, Judge. Deferred adjudication is still considered a conviction for purposes of enhancement.
Sure, Mr. Ramos knows that by Texas law, he now has what is the equivalent of 2 DWI convictions. And if he ever gets arrested again in Texas, it's going to be a felony. I don't know about Massachusetts.
I understand.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay, and cause 628809, the court accepts Mr. Ramos' plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. Although I have enough evidence to find him guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt, place him on 1 year deferred adjudication probation, assessing a $500 fine plus court costs, 24 hours community service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, Smart Start Mobile Home Interlock at 4 blows a day for half the time, which is 6 months. This case will run concurrent with 623996, and it also requires a $60 reimbursement to the Texas Department of Public Safety for a lab fee. Anything further? And this is going to be answered by, we're going to transfer to Massachusetts for the probation. And anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Ramos at either 628809 or 623996?
Judge Christian, this is Josh Childers. Just wanted to make note on the record that this is a veteran if you wanted to probate his community service hours.
What did you do in the military, Mr. Ramos?
I was a combat engineer, sir, in the Marine Corps.
Did you go to the war?
Afghanistan twice.
What years did you go to Afghanistan?
2009 and 2010. 2 deployments.
Okay. State, with your permission, I'm going to probate all Mr. Ramos' community service hours on both these cases. Would that be okay?
Yes, Judge, that's okay.
Unless the state would like to volunteer to go to Marine boot camp and see what Mr. Ramos went through.
I would prefer to probate the community service, Your Honor.
All right, both cases, we're going to probate all community service based on military service. Thanks for your service, Mr. Ramos.
Thank you, Mr. Ramos.
Okay, that's all I got on Mr. Ramos. So, Mr. Brendel, with your permission, Mr. Ramos is excused. I still need you on one more plea.
Okay, I'm still here. Thanks, Mr. Ramos.
Okay, this is State of Texas versus Manuel Laredo, cost 617805 and 674931. Let's start with 617805. Let's see what we're doing on Mr. Laredo. And these say DWI greater than 1.5, both of them. Does that sound right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, Pat, administratively on our waiver of constitutional rights, it needs to say DWI greater than 0.15. Right now, it just says DWI.
Yes, Your Honor.
And let's see if that's on both of them or not. And that's on both of them.
Okay.
Okay. So on cause number 617805, Mr. Laredo, to the charge of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content greater than 0.15. How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
Thank you, sir. Is there an agreement for Mr. Laredo in cause 617805?
There is, Your Honor. It's for 12 months in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 18 months, $700 fine, plus court costs, 48 hours of community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, CATSNIP, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, and $60 to DPS for the lab.
And defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I assume this case is going to run concurrent with 674931. We all agree?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, let's see if I get this one right. Mr. Laredo, on class 617-805, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content greater than 0.15. I find you guilty. I assess 1 year in the Bear County Jail, probated for 18 months, $700 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, Smart Start Mobile Home Interlock at 4 blows a day for half the term, which is 9 months. $60 reimbursement, Texas Department of Public Safety. This case will run concurrent with 674-931. Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Laredo and 617-805?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Nothing further from the defense.
In cause 674-931 to the charge of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content greater than 0.15. How do you plead, Mr. Laredo?
No contest.
Thank you. Is there an agreement for Mr. Laredo in clause 674-931?
There is, Your Honor. It's for 12 months in the Bear County Jail, probated for 18 months to $700 fine plus court costs, 48 hours of community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, CatSnip, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, and an additional $60 to DPS for the lab. This case is to run concurrent with cause number 617-805.
And you understanding the agreement, Mr. Brendel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Laredo, on clause 674-931, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated with a blood and breath alcohol content greater than 0.15. I find you guilty. I assess 1 year in the Bear County Jail, probated for 18 months, a $700 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, Smart Start Mobile Home Interlock at 4 blows a day for half the term, which is 9 months, $60 reimbursement, Texas Department of Public Safety for a lab fee. This case will run concurrent with 617-805. Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Laredo on 674-931?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing further from the defense.
Okay. Mr. Laredo, you now have 2 DWI convictions. If a police officer stops you, you got a beer can in the car, you got any kind of alcohol breath stuff, you're going to jail because he's going to look it up on his computer in the squad car. I'm just don't want to preach to you. I just want to make sure you don't have a felony problem in the future. Okay, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good luck to you. Thank you. Mr. Brendel, I guess we're
Thank
finished for the day, are we not?
Yep, I guess that's all my cases today. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks. And let's see who else we got. Did we ever hear from Teresa Garcia?
Judge, I'm here.
Oh, there he is. Yes. Okay. Are you ready on Mr. De La Cruz, Teresa?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, great. Thanks. And let me find Teresa's case. Okay, I've got cause number 617431, State of Texas versus Jessica D. Fisher with Tim Roundtree. Are we ready on that one, Tim? Did I lose Mr. Roundtree?
We're ready, Judge.
All right, thank you. I've got cause 650045, State of Texas versus Albert Escobar de los Santos with Tim Roundtree. Are we ready on that one?
We are, Judge.
All right, great. And I got cause 675186, State of Texas versus David de la Cruz with Ms. Teresa Garcia. Teresa, are you ready?
Yes, Judge, I am.
All righty. The first document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference that purports to have both the defendant and the attorney's signature on it. In fact, Ms. Fisher, in cause 617431, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, sir, it is.
Thank you. And Mr. Roundtree, as attorney for Ms. Fisher, is this your signature on this document?
It is, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. De Los Santos, in cause 650045, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Roundtree, as attorney for Mr. De Los Santos, is this also your signature?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. De La Cruz, in call 675186, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Ms. Garcia, as attorney for Mr. De La Cruz, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. The next document I have is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions that purports to have your signatures on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, Ms. Fisher, is this your signature on this document also?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. De Los Santos, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. De La Cruz, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. By signing this document, are each of you telling me that you've had enough time to either read this document or have it read to you in its entirety? If you had any questions about what was on this document, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorneys, so that in signing this document, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on this document. Is that correct, Ms. Fisher?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. De Los Santos?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. De La Cruz?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Roundtree, as attorney for Ms. Fisher, have you had enough time to go over this case with her? And in your opinion, is she mentally competent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Roundtree, same question for Mr. De Los Santos.
And same answer, Judge, yes.
Thank you. Ms. Garcia, same question for Mr. De La Cruz.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Fisher, are you a United States citizen, ma'am?
I am.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. De Los Santos.
I am a United States permanent resident, Your Honor.
You're a resident, is that what you said, sir?
Yes, sir.
Mr. De Los Santos, if you're not a citizen of the United States of America, a plea of guilty or nolo contendere for the offense charged may result in your deportation, your exclusion from admission to this country, or the denial of naturalization under federal law. Mr. De Los Santos, have you discussed with your attorney and been made aware of the mentioned consequences, and are you now knowingly still wanting to enter a plea to this offense?
I did speak with him, Your Honor, and I understand the procedures. I did. Yes. I'm still willing to plea deal. I'm still willing to proceed with the plea deal.
But my understanding is that you want to go forward with a plea at this time. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Roundtree, as attorney for Mr. De Los Santos, have you had the ability to discuss with him the possible problems he may encounter with regard to his immigration status if he enters a plea to this crime?
I have, Your Honor.
And after your discussion with Mr. De Los Santos, did he indicate to you that he wanted to go forward with a plea bargain with the state?
He did.
Thank you. And same question for Mr. De La Cruz. Are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And back on Mr. Roundtree with regard to Ms. Fisher, has the state fully complied with discovery for you on this case?
They have.
Same question for Mr. Roundtree with regard to Mr. De Los Santos case.
They have.
And same question for Ms. Garcia with regard to Mr. De La Cruz case.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see what we're doing with Ms. Fisher. State, you got a motion on this case, it would appear.
Yes, Your Honor. The state moves to amend the information to add paragraph 2 for obstruction.
We have no objection, Your Honor.
You do a little right here, be right back with you, and I imagine not. So we're adding paragraph 2 alleging obstruction. Would that sound correct, State?
Yes, Judge. And then the state will move to waive paragraph 1 and proceed on obstruction alone.
No objection.
Mr. Roundtree was kind of hoping you would waive paragraph 1 first before you did anything else, and then we'd be out of here.
I was, but sadly.
Not today, Your Honor. That's
Okay, state's motion to waive paragraph 1 and proceed on paragraph 2 alleging obstruction is granted. No objection from the defense. Nice try, Tim. Nice try. Therefore, Ms. Fisher, in cause 617-431 to the charge of obstruction of a highway. How do you plead, ma'am?
No contest.
And is there an agreement for Ms. Fisher?
There is, Your Honor. It's for 14 months, deferred adjudication, a $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours of community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, CAT-SNP, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, and a $60 fee to DPS for the lab.
And defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor. However, Ms. Fisher is a veteran. I'd ask that you would waive her community service.
Ms. Fisher,
Additionally,
what'd you do in the military, ma'am?
I was an aircraft mechanic, now a nurse.
Did you ever get to run airplanes into each other? That'd be kind of exciting.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. State, with your permission, I'm going to probate all Ms. Fisher's 48 hours of community service based on her military service.
No
Your Honor,
objection, Your Honor. That's fine.
Also, Judge, Ms. Fisher, I believe, resides in Travis County. Is that correct, Jessica?
I do.
Okay.
Okay, see if I get this correct. Ms. Fisher, on cause 617-431, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the events of obstruction of a highway. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt. Place you on 14 months deferred adjudication probation. It says a $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service. Probating all those based on your military service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, or Travis County equivalent outpatient drug. How's that?
Sounds good.
And Smart Start Mobile at 4 blows a day for half the term, which is 7 months. $60 reimbursement, Texas Department of Public Safety for a lab fee, and transfer probation to Travis County. Anything further from the state or the defense on Ms. Fisher?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, Ms. Fisher. Thank you, Mr. Roundtree, and y'all are out of here. Kim, I need to give you one more plea, I guess. Ms. Fisher can be out of here.
Yes, sir.
See what we're doing on Mr. De Los Santos. Okay, we're TIC in one of these, is that correct?
Yes, Judge, the failure to provide information.
All right, so
that's the second case number, the higher case number.
we're pleading on 650045 and we're TICing 650046. Everybody agree?
Yes, Your
Yes, sir.
Honor.
Okay, Mr. De Los Santos, in cause 650045. Oh, wait, state, you have a motion. I got in your way, excuse me.
Yes, Your Honor. In cause number 650045, state moves to waive the greater than 0.15 enhancement.
Objection from the defense, that will be granted. Therefore, let's try again. Mr. De Los Santos, in cause 650045 to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead, sir?
No contest, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is there an agreement for Mr. De Los Santos?
Yes, Your Honor. 180 days, probated over 12 months, $500 fine, court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, CAT-SNP, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, $60 reimbursement to DPS, and restitution, if any, to Nathan Gallagher, and the state will take into consideration cause number 650046.
Okay. And Mr. Roundtree, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Judge.
Mr. De Los Santos, the cause 650045. The court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated. First offense, I find you guilty. I said 6 months in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 1 year, a $500 fine plus court cost, 48 hours community service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, community alliance for traffic safety, new intervention, 4 blows a day for half the term, which is 6 months, $60 reimbursement, Texas Department of Public Safety for a lab fee, restitution, if any, to Nathan Gallagher, taking into consideration cost 650046, and it shall be dismissed. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. De Los Santos?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, Mr. De Los Santos. Thank you, Mr. Roundtree. Now,
Your Honor, if permitted, I did have a question for you. My apologies. It just goes in regards to what we were discussing earlier with the gentleman from Kentucky and Massachusetts. I was discussing with Mr. Roundtree that I've been in talks with branches of the military for my duty. They said that my case just needs to be closed in order for me to join. They're aware of my situation. I know for permanent residents, it usually takes about a year to get the paperwork done anyway, so I should be done with the probation timing. But anything sooner, would that be an issue along the lines of me joining the military while I'm on probation here?
If you want to join the military while you're on probation, they won't take you, I don't think. That's the first problem. You're on a 1-year probation for DWI. Did we go through all that immigration admonishment for Mr. De Los Santos?
We did, Judge.
Okay, good. But we, both the state and I, would be happy as we could be to try to help you join the military if there's a way to do that, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, so I've been in the talks with them. I believe that they said as long as the
Albert, let's just do this. The judge is not opposed to that. So if you get the go ahead from the military, call me and then I'll get you in touch with who you need to be in touch with. Okay.
The only problem I foresee is under Texas statute law, it's my understanding you can't early term any DWI type case.
That's correct, Judge.
It's going to hold our feet to the fire. So you're going to have to probably do the entire 1 year of probation, but anytime after that, you can certainly join the military. I don't think this is going to stop you from joining the military. There are vagaries on when sometimes they have too many people, sometimes they don't enough, and they change the rules from time to time. So
Correct.
Feel free to reach out to a recruiter and tell him exactly what your situation is, and he'll tell you what the current policies are on all that. Okay.
Albert, just give me a call. This is not something we can resolve right now. Okay. Just give me a call. Thank you. Judge, if I may, I have a case on the trial docket for Monday. Can I hang around until you're done? It's an out-of-state defendant, and I wanted to talk to you.
Can you tell me real quick, because it's going to take a little while longer to get through all our VTC stuff. So
Sure.
what do you
It's Ted Seelan. And I can email Pat. He lives out of state. He's a veteran. It is set for trial on Monday, but I found a veterans court that is in his area that will accept him. I just have to get the details so that Josh could approve that.
You're on standby. Do not bring him down. Okay.
Thank you, Josh.
All right. Bye. Okay. Let's get with Mr. De La Cruz. See what we're doing with him. Okay, Mr. De La Cruz, the call 675-186 to the charge of theft, $750 to $2,500. How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
Thank you, sir. Is there an agreement for Mr. De La Cruz?
Yes, Your Honor. 12 months in Bexar County Jail, probated over 12 months, $500 fine, $250 probated, court costs, 60 hours community service, ATSE course, no contact order with Kevin John Motzgemba, and restitution to Kevin John Motzgemba.
That's correct, Judge. That is our agreement. I believe it's restitution, if any.
If any, correct.
Okay. Y'all go out of your way to find victims of these things that have names like Mocha Gimba that I have to spell?
I do what I can, Judge.
Okay, let's see if we get this down. Mr. De La Cruz, and call 675-186. The court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of theft, $750, $2,500. I find you guilty. I assess 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 1 year, $500 fine, probating $250 of that plus court costs, 60 hours community service, a TSE anti-theft course, or you have no contact with Kevin John Muchagamba, and pay restitution, if any, to Kevin John Muchagamba. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. De La Cruz?
No,
Nothing
Judge,
from the
just,
state.
no, Judge, just wondering, is he supposed to stay on the Zoom and then talk to probation, or how's that gonna work?
Susan would know the answer to that for you. In other words,
Yes,
he won't stay today and talk to them today. They'll contact, if he doesn't hear from him by next Wednesday, you need to call them, right, Susan?
Right, as I instructed everyone at the start of court, if they have not heard from the probation department by next Wednesday, they need to call the telephone number that is listed in the chat, which is 210-335-7446. They will be contacted via telephone, text, or email. If they do not hear from them by the time they wake up next Wednesday at 10 o'clock, they need to reach out to that phone number. If that doesn't work, they can call you or contact myself or the judge, and we'll be sure that they get through orientation. Failure to go to orientation and sign the paperwork will result in a warrant being issued for their arrest.
Thank you. All right, may we be excused, Judge?
Okay, well, that works.
Yes, Judge, thank you so much.
All right.
May we be
Marcia, thanks. Okay, we got lots of VT stuff. Give me about a 2-minute break to get organized. I'll be right back with that. I don't see him, but.
Eddie, I'm gonna send you those two via email real quick so you can just do it like we did the old way and be done with it. You don't have to worry about coming down, all right?
Okay, batting order. We've got State of Texas versus Matthew Hilton, 673-720 and 673-721. I've got State of Texas versus Colton Holman, 666-863, represented Miss Alice Warburton. Mr. Sid Greehey represents Mr. Hilton. I've got cause 670-852, State of Texas versus Dario Ramirez, represented Mr. Swerk Wilson. Cause number 673-606, State of Texas versus Nicole Marie Garcia, represented Mr. Ray Martinez. Do we have someone here for Ray?
Judge, that's the one where they're in trial today. That one's going to be rescheduled for Monday.
All
Ms.
right.
Garcia.
We are not doing Miss Garcia today, correct?
You're not.
All right, so I need to know. Then I've got cause 661932, State of Texas versus Chad Bradshaw, Mr. John Fox, 675-239, State of Texas versus Keith Floyd with Mr. George Sharman. Did we get Mr. Sharman here?
Present and accounted for, Judge.
You're the man. All right. These are all Bexar County Veteran Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion plea and probation agreements. The first document I see on each of these cases is entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference, which purports to be signed both by the defendant and his attorney. In fact, Mr. Hilton, both in case 673-720 and in case 673-721, are these your signatures on both these documents, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Greehey, as attorney for Mr. Hilton, are these your signatures on both these documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Holman, in clause 666-863, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Ms. Warburton, as attorney for Mr. Holman, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Ramirez, in clause 670-582, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Mr. Wilson, as attorney for Mr. Ramirez, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bradshaw, on clause 661932, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Fox, as attorney for Mr. Bradshaw, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Floyd, in clause 675-239, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Keith, turn on your volume. Turn it on.
There you go.
Your Honor, do you hear me?
Yeah, got your 5-by. Is this your signature on this document, Mr. Floyd?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Sharman, as attorney for Mr. Floyd, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Judge.
Thank you. The next document I'm looking at on each case is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions, that purports to have your signatures on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, Mr. Hilton, is this your signature on this document, both in case 673-720 and in case 673-721?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Holman, is this your signature on this document in case 666-863?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Ramirez, is this your signature on this document in clause 670-582?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Bradshaw, is this your signature on this document in clause 661932?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Floyd, is this your signature on this document in clause 675239?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Thank you. Each of you, by signing these documents, are you telling me that you've had enough time to either read these documents or have them read to you in their entirety? If you had any questions about what was on these documents, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorneys. So in signing these documents, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on these documents. Is that correct, Mr. Hilton, in both cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Holman?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Ramirez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Floyd?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Mr. Greehey, as attorney for Mr. Hilton, on both these cases, have you had enough time to go over these cases with him? And in your opinion, is he mentally?
I have, Your Honor.
And in your opinion, is he mentally competent in both cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Warburton as attorney for Mr. Holman.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Wilson as attorney for Mr. Ramirez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Fox as attorney for Mr. Bradshaw.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Sharman as attorney for Mr. Floyd.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Hilton, are you a United States citizen in both cases, sir?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
That was a trick question. Mr. Holman, same question.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Ramirez, same question.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bradshaw, same question.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Floyd, same question.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Greehey, has the state fully complied with discovery for you on both these cases?
Yes, Your Honor, they have.
Same question for Ms. Warburton with regard to Mr. Holman's case.
To the best of my knowledge, yes, Judge.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Wilson as attorney for Mr. Ramirez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Same question for Mr. Fox as attorney for Mr. Bradshaw.
I believe they have, Your Honor.
Same question for Mr. Sharman as attorney for Mr. Floyd.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's see what we're doing on Mr. Hilton's cases. Mr. Hilton, in clause 673-720 to the charge of driving while intoxicated with blood or breath alcohol content 0.5 or higher. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty, sir.
Court accepts your plea of guilty. Hold it in abeyance. Places you on 1 year Bear County Veterans Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion. Assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veterans Treatment Court fee. And let's see what else we got. 48 hours of community service, probating all that based on your military service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, 6 months Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day, outpatient drug treatment with either the Veterans Administration or another designated VTC provider. Let's see, got any restitution on this one? Hopefully not. No restitution. And successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court issued judge's bond, defendant to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. At this time, Mr. Hilton, I'm looking at a document entitled Track 1 Pretrial Intervention. And there's also an exact duplicate document with the different case number 673-721 on the other case. This document is a contract by and between you and your attorney and the Bear County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Said contract setting out all the requirements and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. In fact, sir, is this your signature on this document? Thank you. And Mr. Greehey, is this your signature as attorney for Mr. Hilton?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Villarreal, the Assistant Criminal District Attorney assigned to this case, is this also your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Hilton, did you also sign this document in clause 673-721?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Greehey, did you sign this document in clause 673-721?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Villarreal, did you sign this document in 673-721?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay. And the only thing I left out, it looks like, is a firearm safety course. That sound right, Mr. Villarreal?
That's right, Your Honor. A gun safety course.
And it's going to run concurrent with 673-721. Does that sound right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Greehey, in clause 673-721, to the charge of unlawfully carrying a weapon, to wit a handgun. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And is there an agreement? I assume it's the same agreement we had on the other one, is it not, Mr. Villarreal?
It is, Your Honor, but we would ask for the defendant to forfeit the weapon.
And Your Honor, I have some motions in for the weapon to go to me.
What kind of weapon is this? I know it's a handgun, bro.
It's two separate fire.
What are they?
It's a 45 caliber Glock and a 45 caliber Timber.
Okay. Instead of destroying these weapons, Mr. Hilton, is it okay if I award them to your attorney as additional attorney's fees, not to be returned to you, your family, or your friends?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
We'll do that. Otherwise, we have the same $1,000 all-inclusive Veteran Treatment Court fee, 48 hours of community service probated based on your military service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day for half the term, which is 6 months, firearm safety course. And we just talked about the weapons. And this case will run concurrent with 673-720. What I missed, State?
Nothing, Judge. That's everything.
Defense, what I miss?
Nothing that I know of, Your Honor.
All right, then we're good on that.
Judge,
Yep.
Real quick, Mr. Hilton has completed both the DWI education and the victim impact panel. Can we give him proactive credit?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
In the future, anybody that does that automatically gets proactive credit. You don't even have to ask me.
Thank you for that, sir.
No problem. What you do in the military, Mr. Hilton?
Marine Corps infantry, sir.
Did you go to the war?
3 times.
Whoa, what year did you go to the war?
03, 04, and 06.
Were you in Iraq in 03, I'm guessing?
Yes, sir.
And did you go to Afghanistan in 04 and 06, or where did you end up going?
The first deployment was right after the push to Baghdad, so I wasn't involved in that. But then the second two were both to Fallujah when it was pretty fun. So
I think you should write a book. Chris, is Chris with us? You need to talk to Chris. Chris is a Marine that wrote a book on his experiences. The only book
Chris and I had some good chats already when we interviewed. So.
All right. Thanks for your service, sir. Anything further from the State of the Defense on Mr. Hilton in 673-721 or 666-863?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
All right, Mr. Hilton, and thank you, Mr. Greehey. Y'all are dismissed.
Judge, this is Josh. Just for all of our VTC pleas today, Mr. Moore is going to be contacting you later this afternoon with everything that you need to know. So once you get off here, he'll be the next person to contact you. Okay.
And you said that was today, Josh?
Yes, he'll contact you today.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's see what we're doing with Mr. Holman. Mr. Holman, and clause 666-863 to the charge of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content of 0.15 or higher. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty, sir.
Court accepts your plea of guilty. Hold it in abeyance. Place you on 1 year, Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court. Track 1, pretrial diversion, assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive veteran treatment court fee. 48 hours community service, probating all that based on your military service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel. 6 months, Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day, outpatient drug treatment with either the Veterans Administration or another designated VTC provider. And let's see. And we don't have restitution on this one. Good. And requiring your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court, issue judge's bond, defendant to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. At this time, Mr. Holman, I'm looking at a document entitled Track 1, pretrial intervention, which is a contract by and between you and your attorney and the Bexar County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Said contract setting out all the terms and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. In fact, sir, is this your signature on this document also?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Ms. Warburton, as attorney for Mr. Holman, is this your signature on this document?
It is, Judge.
Mr. Villarreal, as attorney or as the Assistant Criminal District Attorney assigned to this case, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And we're good to go on that one. What'd you do in the military, Mr. Holman?
I'm a signal support specialist, sir.
You're still active duty?
Yes, sir.
Are you Army?
Yes, sir, I am.
Did you go to the war?
No, sir, I did not.
Didn't miss anything. Don't worry about it. You're good. All right. Anything further from the State of the Defense on Mr. Holman?
No, Judge.
Nothing from the state.
Good luck, Mr. Holman. Thank you, Ms. Warburton. Y'all are dismissed.
Thank you.
And let's see what we're doing with Mr. Ramirez.
Yeah. Keep up the good.
Ramirez in cause 582 to the charge of driving while intoxicated. First offense. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Court accepts your plea of guilty. Hold it in abeyance. Places you on 1 year, Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court. Track 1, pretrial diversion, assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veterans Treatment Court fee. 48 hours community service, probating all that based on your military service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel. 6 months, Smart Start mobile home interlock, outpatient drug treatment with either the Veterans Administration or another designated VTC provider. And let's see. No restitution due. Good deal. Requiring your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court, issue judge's bond, defendant to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. At this time, I'm looking at a document entitled Track 1 Pretrial Intervention, which is a contract by and between you and your attorney in the Bexar County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Said contract setting out all the requirements and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. In fact, sir, is this your signature on this document also?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
And Mr. Wilson, as attorney for Mr. Ramirez, is this your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
And Mr. Villarreal, as the assistant criminal district attorney assigned to this case, is this your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. And that's all I got. What'd you do in the military, Mr. Ramirez?
I was a medic, Your Honor.
And Army medic or some other kind of medic?
Army medic.
You go to the war?
Yes, 18 and 19.
And Afghanistan or Iraq?
I was in Iraq and Al-Assad.
Okay, thanks for your service, sir. What did
Thank
I
you, Your
forget? We good to go, Mr. Ramirez?
I believe we included restitution, if any, Your Honor.
Okay, is there a restitution on this case? It's not showing on your. There you go. Was there an accident, Mr. Ramirez?
There was, Your Honor.
All right. The restitution, if any. It's on my cheat sheet, but it's not on the actual VTC document. So we'll get it. So restitution, if any, to victim of accident. Anything further from the state of the defense of Mr. Ramirez?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from defense.
Good luck, Mr. Ramirez.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
And let's see what we got going here now. We got on. Got Mr. Bradshaw. Let's see what we're doing with Mr. Bradshaw. Mr. Bradshaw, on cause 661-932 to the charge of assault, bodily injury, married. How do you plead, sir?
No contest.
Court accepts the plea of no contest, hold it in abeyance, places you on 1 year Bear County Veteran Treatment Court, Track 1 pretrial diversion, assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veteran Treatment Court fee, 48 hours of community service, probating all that based on your military service. Let's see. The APSE course, the B is in Bravo IPP course, no contact with Uridiana Reina, and successful completion of all VTC treatment. Is this a wife or a girlfriend? Who is Uridiana Reina to you, sir?
Girlfriend.
And are y'all no longer having any interest in seeing each other?
Negative.
All right. Is that negative? You do have interest in seeing her, or negative you do not have interest?
Don't have interest in seeing.
All right, good. So if you order no contact, y'all don't have a child together or anything like that, we need to worry about visitation and stuff, right?
No, Your Honor.
So no contact whatsoever. If she comes to your door and rings your doorbell and pleads to come in, what are you going to do?
Not answer. I don't know.
There you go. That's a good answer. That'll all work. Okay. State, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Next document I have, Mr. Bradshaw, is entitled Track 1 Pretrial Intervention, which is a contract by and between you and your attorney and the Bear County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Said contract setting all the requirements and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. In fact, sir, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Fox, as attorney for Mr. Bradshaw, is this your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
And Mr. Villarreal, as the assistant criminal district attorney assigned to this case, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What you do in the military, Mr. Bradshaw?
Transportation logistics.
That's a terrible job. First in, last out, all that stuff. Army, I'm guessing.
Air Force actually.
Oh, okay. Is the Air Force an armed service now? That was a joke, sir.
Close enough. Yeah.
You go to the war?
Yeah, I did. I went to Iraq in 06, 07, did convoys, supply route.
That's a bad job. Okay, thanks for your service, sir. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Bradshaw?
Nothing from the state.
Nothing from defense.
And here's my favorite thing to do, keep Mr. Sharman waiting to be the very last guy. All right, this is called 675-239, State of Texas versus Keith Floyd. See what we're doing to Mr. Floyd. Mr. Floyd, to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense, how do you plead, sir?
You're on mute, Mr. Floyd.
I'm sorry, did I get a plea for Mr. Floyd?
His mic is off.
Oh.
Guilty, Your Honor.
All right, I've got no contest on the paperwork. I don't think the state cares. Mr. Sharman, what would you like it to be?
Say, what would I? What
You
was
want no contest or guilty? I don't think it matters to anybody, but the paperwork says no contest.
Well, it is no contest. That's right.
With the state's permission, the court accepts the plea of no contest. The defense of driving while intoxicated, first defense. I accept your plea, hold it in abeyance, place you on 1 year Bear County Veterans Treatment Court, track 1, pretrial diversion, probation, assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veteran Treatment Court fee. 48 hours community service, probating all that based on your military service. DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, 6 months Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day, outpatient drug treatment with either the Veterans Administration or another designated VTC provider. Any restitution in this case? Hopefully not. Doesn't appear to be. Nope, good.
Yeah, there's no restitution, Your Honor.
Perfect. Requiring your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court, issue judge's bond, defendant to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. At this time, Mr. Floyd, I'm looking at a document entitled Track 1 Pretrial Intervention, which is a contract by and between you and your attorney and the Bear County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Said contract setting out all the requirements and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. In fact, sir, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Sharman, as attorney for Mr. Floyd, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, sir. I want him on track 1.
Attaboy. And Mr. Villarreal, as the Assistant Criminal District Attorney assigned to this case, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, we've got a contract so tight, even Mr. Sharman can't squeeze out of it. Okay, what'd you do in the military, Mr. Floyd?
U.S. Army Airborne Paratrooper.
Woo, who are you assigned to?
The 3rd of the 325th Airborne Battalion Combat Team in Vicenza, Italy.
How'd you get that job? That's the job we all wanted and nobody could get there.
That's what everybody says, Your Honor. The same thing. I got lucky. Blessed by the Lord, sir.
All right, and did you go to the war?
I served in the Persian Gulf Theater after the war, actually. But yes, I served in northern Iraq.
Okay. Thanks for your service. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Floyd?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Nothing from the defense.
Good luck, Mr. Floyd. Thank you, Mr. Sharman. Y'all out of here.
Thank you, Judge.
You bet. Okay, that's all I got. What did I miss? Hey,
That's everything.
I didn't have to be back in jury trial for another 45 minutes. See, we made it in plenty of time. I think Brooke has already prepared the charge. I haven't seen the new version. Mike, you know, is Mike with us? I'm guessing is. Mike, have you gotten the new version from Brooke yet?
She did send it already, Your Honor.
I have not, Judge.
Pat, do you have a copy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you send one to the boys so that they can see if they like it or not?
Yes.
And probably me also wouldn't hurt.
She sent it to you and Mike, but I will send it.
We don't have an email address on the defense counsel, Mr. Lopez, I don't guess, do we?
I do.
Oh, we'll send it to him too, then please, if you would. It were 2 very minor changes, basically, or 3 minor changes, so I think it's probably going to be fine. Okay, anything else we need to talk about? I need to get to the courthouse.
I just got a couple of things of paperwork.
Couple, go ahead. The rest of you guys are cut loose. I'll see you down at the courthouse at 1 o'clock.
Okay, see you there, Judge.
Okay. Who's Dario Ramirez?
He's a VTC.
Oh.
I just wanted to make sure I
right?
was okay. Make it sure.
And Pat, we're still live.
Okay.